Okay, let's talk about one of the biggest issues I see in almost all of marketing. I actually call it all of advertising because, in my opinion, marketing is when you think things out a little deeper than just clicking a button like Boost Post, or when you give a check to a radio rep or a credit card to a TV rep, or when you just buy advertising. So, Matt Plapp here. We are live right now. If you're watching this live, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitter, we're on LinkedIn. Let me know if in the comments, if you're watching, love to hear who you are, if you got any questions or comments. But let's talk about one of the biggest problems I see in marketing. That is that businesses are constantly renting their audience. Let me make this screen a little bigger so you can get an idea what I'm talking about. So when you think about what you're doing with your marketing, most businesses take their advertising dollars on the left-hand side here, or their efforts, and they spend that time or effort or money into driving sales. So they follow this bottom path. Well, what happens when you do that? What happens when you buy a Facebook ad, when you buy a radio ad, when you do a direct mail campaign, and you're renting somebody's list? You're constantly just injecting sales that are one-off. What if you spent your time and effort to build a database? What if you spent that same dollar on a Facebook ad that instead of saying, hey, come to my restaurant and buy this sandwich, that you spent that money to get them to give you information in exchange to get that offer? But more importantly, I want to give you another reason of why that's important. Hey, what's up, Jarvis? I see you live. Appreciate you tuning in. Another reason that's important, and that is this second slide here. And let me back up and show you this, because this is actually one of the biggest issues within running advertisements. So this says 3 ways to increase your restaurant sales. But I want to cover the first tab here. So there's 3 ways. The second one is repeat customers. The third one is increase your average check size. The first one is this first column I want to spend time with. And that is understanding and finding out who your current customers and new customers are. But I want to focus on one part of this. I want to focus on the value of understanding who your current customers are, for the reason that it helps you find new customers correctly. So let's look at how you do a Facebook ad. So let's say you do a Facebook ad and you just simply say, hey, customers, there's a lot of these right now. I see a lot of them with COVID-19. Restaurants are pulling out all the punches, trying to get people to come in. I get it. And a lot of you are crushing it. You're doing some great content, but you're failing on a key element here. Number one, you're running an ad with Facebook. And in order to reach that person again, you've got to run the ad again. So I run an ad for a sandwich saying, hey, I want to give you this special, come by and get it. And that's it. And they interact with it. And maybe they come spend money with you, but you don't know it. But more importantly, Facebook doesn't know it. And here's why that's important. The goal of your advertising campaign should be to not only get attention, not only drive sales, but the missing part in there, build a database. And when you always hear me talk about building a database, you're assuming it's because I want you to send emails and texts and messenger campaigns and all that stuff. You're kind of correct. But the biggest reason we like to build a database is because of its ability to help you find new customers. Because see, Facebook and Instagram's algorithm, and for that, and for anything, LinkedIn, Google, Twitter, I'm sure, Snapchat, Yahoo, anything you're running advertising on digitally, their ability to find you new customers is only as good as what you give them. And so if you're giving Facebook saying, hey, Facebook, like this is a common one. You go to a Facebook post, you boost a Facebook post and say, find people that are fans of my page or their friends. Well, just because they're fans of your page or they're friends of fans of your page doesn't make them the right person to talk to. What you want to do is use your ads, your dollars, your efforts to get people to give you their information. And then within that information, when you take that sandwich ad and say, hey, who wants an amazing COVID-19 sandwich deal? Comment below your favorite thing to put on a cheeseburger. Click below to go to Messenger and get this VIP offer. They then go to Messenger. They go somewhere, you get their information. Well, now you're able to feed that information back to Facebook so that Facebook can now target better. But more importantly, if you're using a mechanism like we use to get people to redeem a promotion. And I was telling a client, a prospect this today who's over in the UK. He's a dessert restaurant over there. We were talking about it. And I said, the value of everything we do, because he asked about the redemption. Why do you want them to redeem? Why do you want the dollar amount? I said, one, I wanted to prove our worth to our clients and give them some feedback that what they're doing is working or not working, because sometimes it doesn't work. But more than anything, I want to be able to give Facebook and Instagram feedback and say, look, you're targeting 10,000 people that look like people who should be customers. But you know what? I want to target 10,000 people who look identical to my current customers. Yes, these 683 people that not only saw my ad, that not only gave me their name, phone number, birthday, and Messenger subscription, but that walked into the restaurant and spent money. Because if you think about it, the more information you can give a marketing campaign, the more powerful it is. And so when you're building out marketing campaigns, I want you to think about a couple things. Number one, are you simply renting somebody's audience? The screen went away there. Let me see what I did wrong. Oh, hold up. There it is. So number one, are you simply renting somebody's audience? And if you're renting their audience, are you comfortable with paying them the next month for the same exact people? But number two, you're also bypassing a key factor that by renting an audience, you're not taking advantage of optimizing the next ad. So let me, what if I can draw some of these? Let me unshare this. I want to just put this in another strategy. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to do this on the fly, like I do probably too much stuff sometimes. So let's share my screen. I'm going to share. It's called Lucidcharts, and I like using this to build and tell stories. So I'm going to share a tab. I'm going to share Lucidcharts. Okay, let me go back, make sure y'all can see it. Hang with me here. Sorry for the delay. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make this full screen so you can see the entire thing. There we go. So let me go back over here to Lucidcharts. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So I want you to imagine that this is your traditional ad. And so you run a Facebook ad. And it costs you $50. And that Facebook ad simply tells them a deal. Pretty simple. And if I go to Facebook right now, I can show you 100 ads that simply do this. Hey, we spent $50. Facebook, I want to reach. Actually, let me back up. Let me do this. Let me separate this. Let me make this because I missed a step. So you create a Facebook ad and you target. Target is generic. When I say generic, I mean it's, fans, people around the restaurant, maybe people that engaged in your page. Okay. And so you show them an offer of come get this burger. So there we go. This is what most Facebook is right now. I want you to think about it this way. What if instead of doing that, you were able to, because next month you're going to turn around, or next week, whenever, and you're going to run this same campaign and you're starting over. You're spending money, giving Facebook money, you're targeting this audience. What if instead you did a Facebook ad Matt's way and you spent $50 and you targeted people that look like, let's just keep it. Let's do this. Hold on. Hang with me. Hang with me. So this is ad number one up here. So we're going to call this ad one. But I think it's important to differentiate that there is going to be a difference because I'm going to be doing some of the same stuff. Okay, so both campaigns start the same way. I'm the same thing, honestly. On the front end, the very, very front end of the ad, I'm doing the same thing. I'm targeting the same people, but I'm getting customers to opt in and get customers to opt in. And then from here, the opt-in delivers a valuable, trackable offer. And then from here, I'm getting customers to redeem. So you can see it's a little different. Your ad says, here's a burger. My ad says, here's a burger, but in order to get it, you got to do this. In order to do this, you got to, I deliver it here, then I get to come in the restaurant and redeem it. So you can see two different things there. We start the same here, though. These are the same. But if I take this and I go add to, you know what? Nothing changes up here because all you've done is do the exact same thing. You paid Facebook $50. But what if in my instance, I now can retarget these customers with a text, messenger, and email campaign for zero cost. So now my second ad here is free because you know what? I've already spent the money, the $50 to get this database. But now I'm going to fast forward a little more on you. I'm going to take this and you're going to see where the power of this is. Because Facebook is an algorithm that wants people to use their platform correctly. So now I'm going to say ad 3 is down here, and I'm going to spend $50 on Facebook. But these people only find people who look just like redeems. So now I'm going to make a little arrow here. I'm going to take this and I'm going to tell Facebook to find me people that look like these customers that redeemed. So now I've gotten rid of the generic. And if you can imagine, let's say this audience up here is 10,000 people, and of those 10,000 people, 500 are ideal. Well, you just wasted the bandwidth of 9,500 people. Down here, I'm targeting 10,000 people that look just like this. I'm going to get anywhere between 5 to 10 times better results. So let's say it's 10 times. Now I just reached 5,000 people of 10,000 that look ideal. I only wasted the bandwidth of 5,000. And as you do this more often, it constantly is optimized. So when you run this ad campaign up here, you get nothing for the future. You just repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. That's called advertising. When you build a marketing campaign, you get these people right here. You start the same way, but your execution at the ad level is much different. And then the follow-up and nurture is much different. And that allows you to, one, have some free marketing because you're not renting the audience. You just bought them. You purchased their information. And then you can use that information to optimize your next campaign. So I hope that made sense. Sometimes I get a little excited when I talk about this stuff and talk a little much on it, but that is, in my opinion, a major issue with restaurants and with advertisers in general, but I deal mainly with restaurants, is that they're constantly giving somebody else money to do something for them with nothing in return. When you spend money on marketing, you should be getting data in return so that you can constantly be spending your money the next month on new people. Just imagine that you knew that $500 in Facebook ads would generate $5,000 in sales every month. But If you spend that $5,000 to spend 500 to spend $5,000, would you rather month 2 go to talk to the same people, or would you rather month 2 go to get a brand new list of 500 because you already have the 500, the 5 people that spent the $5,000 last month? It's pretty simple. That's all I got. Spend money to build. Stop renting your audience. I'm Matt Plapp. If you have any questions, looking for any advice, feel free to email me, matt@mattplapp.com. I try and go live pretty often on Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube and Twitter via Periscope, sometimes on Instagram. But if you have any questions, shoot me an email, matt@mattplapp.com. I'm an open book, and I'd love to help you out. I'll see you later.